Okay, excuse me. We are live. My name is Scott on the Teal Shirt Report podcast. We've got some scores up for college football. The Jaguars have just kicked off. Jaguars kicked off to the Bears, and now the Jaguars have the ball back. Boy, the game's moving along quickly. 6 minutes, 49 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score. Jags and Trevor Lawrence have the football. Come on in here and join our live stream. Now, I know at the conclusion of the live stream, it'll play back on YouTube, and certainly that's a good thing. Jaguars are moving the ball. They got 3rd down and 6 at the Bears' 22-yard line. Trevor Lawrence going back to pass, and he found a receiver. That's Christian Kirk down around the 9-yard line. The Jaguars are moving, no score, 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go with the first quarter. Some excitement here so far. Watching the monitor, Kirk made a catch, then made a move at about the 10-yard line and, moved the ball another yard inside the 10 around the 9-yard line. First down and goal for the Jaguars. No score. Going to be a big crowd in London, as it usually always is. We are live. We're talking college football, talking the Jacksonville Jaguars, North Florida Entertainment. And I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm drinking the coffee this morning. I'm Scott with BigJReport.com and the Teal Shirt Report podcast. And yes, it's coffee in the mug. Brian Thomas Jr. is a player for the Jaguars that has been, throughout the week I kept hearing, man, I've heard this for a week or two, that he's faster than people thought he was. Maybe he's game day fast and quick. First down and goal, but the Jags backed up 5 yards. Must have been a procedure penalty, and this is how you kill yourself in the red zone. Second down and goal, but the Jags outside the 10, around the 13 or 14, so they did get hit with, I believe it must have been an offside or procedure penalty. Jags trying to get creative with some players moving in and around on offense, like fake sweeps inside, fake jet sweeps, and then they hand it to the running back. Now it's second down and goal, but the ball's at the 12-yard line for the Jaguars. And let's see, Trevor's got the ball, and he's going to throw it up in the air and throw it away over by some kind of Las Vegas sign in London. We got no score, first quarter, 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go. I'm still trying to figure out the London crowds. I mean, most all and you got guys with Bears shirts. It looks like the Bears fans are outnumbering the Jaguars fans in the stands. Already well into the first quarter, 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Clock stopped with the incomplete pass. Jags 3rd and goal at the 12. And this is a red zone opportunity. You look back on these. This is how Florida got beat by Tennessee, not converting in the red zone. And Trevor throws it into the end zone, but Gabe Davis could not hold it. It looked like it was in his hands, but he got hit immediately by a good defensive play by the DBs for Chicago, and no luck on that one. Wow. So Trevor threw that thing with authority right in the hands of Gabe Davis. He couldn't hold it. He's got to catch that ball. He had the ball in his hands, in his chest, and all of a sudden the Bears hit him right after he had the ball in his hands. So no penalty. Gabe Davis has got to catch that ball. That one's on Gabe Davis because that was right in the chest of Gabe Davis in the hands. Field goal is up and good, 3-0. Jaguars are leading. And we're watching the Jags game on the monitor. College football, you see the scores on the screen. Tennessee got Florida. I watched this game. Florida was up at one point in this game in the third quarter. It's 10-0 Florida, right? 10-0 Florida. Tennessee battles back, ties it up. Tennessee got a lead 17-10. Gators battled back, scored a touchdown with, I think, a minute or less than a minute to play, and looked like Billy was gonna go. Scared money don't make money. He was going to go for 2, and Florida came out in this crazy formation. I just remembered this morning, and then Tennessee called timeout, and then Scared money don't make money. Billy decided to kick the extra point, and then to overtime it went, and Tennessee actually, no doubt, Tennessee outplayed Florida in the overtime. No doubt about that. So we got some scores up there. I just took the scores down. We had them in the first 5 minutes of the live stream on there. You can always roll back if you're playing this back after we've done the live stream. When we stop the live stream, you can still watch it, obviously. But we are live at the moment, 9:49 a.m. Jaguars and the Bears. They kicked that field goal, didn't they? Okay, the Jags up 3-0 in good old Mario, London, right? And so we're right here. This is the first NFL game of the day on Sunday morning, October the 13th. Going into the game, we had talked on our previous podcast about some good news that it looked like Tyson Campbell would get an opportunity to perhaps play in London. Jaguars cornerback Tyson Campbell have been designated this week to return to the lineup after recent hamstring injury. I understand his injury he had last year was also a hamstring injury. He missed multiple games last year and this year already. And it was good to hear that Tyson Campbell had been designated to return to the lineup after the recent hamstring injury a few weeks ago. But he must have got out there, tried to go, and all of a sudden we hear Tyson Campbell will not go. He's inactive. Still that hamstring bothering him. Apparently he tried to work it out this morning or last night and just can't go. Linebacker Yasser Abdullah is out with, I believe, a neck injury. Safety Daniel Thomas, who recently signed a new contract with the Jaguars in the offseason. Safety Daniel Thomas out of Auburn. He was, I'm pretty sure he was a Dave Codwell pick back when Dave was a GM. And so Daniel Thomas was coming off his rookie deal. So this is like his 5th year with the Jaguars. He's on the second contract now, but he's out. Safety Daniel Thomas will not play. Hamstring, that hurts the team because Daniel Thomas, plays backup safety, but he's also very big on the special teams. Jaguars did make that field goal and lead 3-0. I'll try to do the math here. The line of scrimmage was like the 13 or 14 yard line when he kicked it. So it had to have been, it was a short field goal, about a 31-yard field goal. You only get so many red zone opportunities in a game. Bears got the ball back, but the Jags leading 3-0. I looked all week. Bears were a 2-point favorite. Then yesterday, I checked the line out. Bears are 1-point favorite, but one of our sources said the Bears will win, cover the spread, and yada, yada. But the game's played on the field, not by the sources, although sometimes they get some pretty good information. The information we got now, which is the bad news about it all, is cornerback Tyson Campbell still continued to be bothered with a hamstring. Even though he had been designated to return, the hamstring still flared up, or he just can't go. Apparently, he just can't go. Jags on defense, Bears trailing. And I did see a nice tackle by, you know who that was, number 33. It was good old Devin Lloyd, former late first-round draft pick. Well, I guess he'll always be a late first-round pick by the Jaguars, not former. He's been with the team. He was part of the same draft as Trayvon Walker. Walker had a good game in the victory over the Colts he was officially, I saw 2 sacks, but he was officially credited with 3 sacks in the box score after the game. This is different. When the game is played in London, it's like a 9:30 a.m. kickoff. So here we are. We will do college football scores. I don't believe Florida State played this week. They had the week off. Florida lost to Tennessee in overtime. Tennessee 23, Florida Gators 17, a final in overtime. What about Vanderbilt? Vanderbilt is very competitive. Vanderbilt's always been a program in my mind that they usually start off pretty good early in the year and they kind of wear down as the season goes along. But right now, Vandy's playing good football. They lost to Missouri. Missouri blew out the UMass Minutemen yesterday at Massachusetts. I don't know, I don't know how Missouri did them a favor. They went all the way to UMass, but they beat them. They got a win. The Missouri Tigers beat UMass. Florida Gators lost to Tennessee 23-17 in overtime. And it looks like a ball might be loose. You might have an ample turnover unless you call it an incomplete pass. I think they're going to call it an incomplete pass by the rookie Bear quarterback. So, oh gosh, I'm looking at the replay, and he wears number 18, the Bears rookie quarterback. He got swatted at by Josh Hines Allen. Then he actually threw the ball off his own player's helmet, hit his player in the helmet. So it was an incomplete pass. Bears will punt. Jaguars first quarter with a 3-0 lead. Bears punting looked like a pretty good punt back, and the returner up to about the 9-yard line. Number 11 with it. I believe it's Parker Washington. Looks like he returned the punt about 7 yards. Okay. So we are talking Jaguars, right? Jaguars versus the Bears in London. If you guys get any comments, I get people that come on during the live stream when it's actually on. You can make comments. You can send me a message. Let's see. Jaguars versus Bears in London. Okay. Jaguars. There we go. Jaguars versus, I got that on the scroll now. Jaguars versus Bears in London. Okay, we're talking Jaguars, Bears in London. Jaguars with I'm learning how to use this ticker. It's a lot of fun, actually. Now, we've been doing this podcast, the Teal Shirt Report podcast, on the audio platforms. I mean, all the platforms, Anchor, which became Spotify, or Spotify took over Anchor, and all the platforms on audio. Now, the cool thing about YouTube is sometimes we do videos like this, like live streams, that never get on the audio platform. So what you need to do is subscribe to our channel. We appreciate that very, very much if you'll subscribe to the channel. Right now, the Jags with a 3-0 lead, and that field goal by Jaguars rookie kicker Cam Little. Doing the math, it was I believe about a 31-yard field goal. So there was a lot of good college football. Georgia Tech won again. I believe Georgia Tech is like 5-2. Georgia Tech beat North Carolina 41-34. LSU beat Ole Miss in overtime. So Lane Kiffin's got a couple of losses on the season. And I really don't think Lane Kiffin's loss was any worse than Billy Napier's loss 23-17 to Tennessee at overtime. Who's the better team, Tennessee or LSU? Tennessee has struggled. They struggled and lost against Arkansas, and Florida almost got them. My Gators almost got them. Tennessee was actually a 15.5-point favorite early in the week, and it went down to 11.5. So at least the Gators beat the spread. But I'm going to tell you what, games like Penn State beating USC 33-30 kind of blew up my pull, because I had Penn State covering a 4.5-point spread. It kind of blew up the pull. Texas and Oklahoma, man, those are two programs going in really different directions, two rivals. Jaguars having trouble running the ball now. Looked like ETN tried a little running play or sweep play to the left, and looks like he might have lost a yard on that last play. So Trevor Lawrence, there's all kinds of stats they put up, on monitors and things like that, but the red zone is going to be critical in winning games. You saw that in the Florida loss to Tennessee, 23-17 in overtime. Lawrence does complete a pass, and that goes out to his tight end. He's finally got his tight end back. This is the first game Evan Ingram has played, lo and behold, since game one, I believe. I believe he played game one, and, so the Jags are 1-4. So the Evan Ingram missed, he missed 4 games. Now he's back playing in London. He's back healthy, at least Evan Ingram is back playing. He's really an outlet guy for Trevor Lawrence. No doubt about that. Jaguars on that last pass, Evan Ingram get it out to about their own 35-yard line. They got a 1st and 10. They try a little running play to the right. Was that ETN again? It was for maybe a yard and a half. Jags trying to, and I think this is good. I think they need to try to control the clock a little bit. It looks like Evan Ingram went out. Now he's coming back in. In college football, a lot of games will run down more of the scores. Georgia won in the Battle of the Bulldogs. Georgia won 41-31. Mad Max with the Mad Max Mix.weebly.com. He's our Georgia Bulldog football insider. Mad Max. Trevor's almost going to get sacked, and he does. The Bears sack him. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and extremely long. And what we've got is the first quarter winds down. We got a low-scoring game. Jaguars 3, Chicago Bears nothing. Only scoring a Cam Little field goal, which was a short one, and he's been money. The rookie kicker out of Arkansas has been money. I believe it was a 31-yard kick, approximately 31 yards here in the first quarter. Trevor's got a 3rd and long. He's going to throw it out to who's that with it? Ingram, but they're going to be short of the 1st down. Like I say, Trevor's missed that outlet guy. When everything breaks down, he's usually got Evan Ingram. Ingram's caught a lot of balls from Trevor Lawrence the last couple of years. Evan Ingram got a new contract a couple of years back. The Jags have signed a lot of people to extensions. They have. Boys say Alacune, the linebacker, is injured and going to be out for a while. He got a new contract in the offseason, but quite deserving, I thought. But when does a player reach the end of his career? And I'm not saying Olakun is near the end of his career or anything like that, but there's decisions that go into, do you bring a guy back? Is he almost done? And I don't believe Olakun's done, but these injuries mount up. Some position guys play longer than others. You remember the great Dick Butkus, who, I think when he finally retired in the 70s, when I was a little kid, I only saw Dick Butkus at the very end of his career. And Dick Butkus was a great player, but he had 2 bad knees really at the end. He just passed away recently, about a year ago or more. So college football, we'll check more of the scores. Let's do that. Jaguars leading 3-0 at the end. And now at the end of the first quarter, we are on a live stream talking Jaguars football, college football, the SEC, North Florida entertainment. Here we are, and here we go. I'll give you some college football scores. You can also follow us, Scott Mullis, at Big J Report Scott on Twitter. We got a lot of tweets we do. And I say tweets, it's now known as the X. So when you're on the X, you're now posting like you do on FB, like on Facebook. Okay, so college football, got some Big Ten scores. Oregon Ducks are actually a member of the Big Ten now, as you know. College football has had major conference realignment. Oregon Ducks 32, Ohio State 31 a final. Penn State beat USC, but they didn't cover. That was an overtime game. Penn State 33, USC 30 final and overtime. We did promise to give you our Big J Report.com college football scoreboard. A lot of these scores, or the majority of these scores, are up on our website in the sports section as well. College football, SEC, Tennessee 23, Florida 17, a final and overtime. Ole Miss, coached by Lane Kiffin. There's a lot of the Florida fan base wants the Gator brass to go after Lane Kiffin if he'll take the job. Right now he's at Ole Miss, but Kiffin got beat again. He got beat just like the Gators did in overtime. LSU 29, Ole Miss 26 a final. LSU, the Tigers, coached by Coach Kelly. They came from behind to win that one. LSU 29, Ole Miss 26 a final in overtime. Vanderbilt's on a winning streak. They beat Bama. They beat Alabama. And now they beat Kentucky. Vanderbilt 20, Kentucky 13. I think Vandy is like 4-2. I'll have to check that record. But they've won some games. They almost beat Missouri. About 3 weeks ago, they lost to Missouri in overtime. So Vandy's playing well, at least right now. What happens when a Vanderbilt team starts winning some games? There's going to be people going after the coach. They can't keep the coach long term if he's winning. But Vanderbilt, be nice if they could keep a coach and get more competitive. They are competitive this year. They beat Alabama 40-35 a couple of weeks ago. Now Vanderbilt has beaten Kentucky. Vanderbilt 20, Kentucky 13. The Jaguars having to punt to open the second quarter. And we're in the second quarter. Jacksonville Jaguars 3, Chicago Bears nothing. More college football scores on our Big J report, college football scoreboard. Alabama hung on, man. South Carolina actually had a lead in this game, I believe, late in the third quarter. Alabama ended up winning the game. Alabama 27, South Carolina 25. Alabama beat Georgia 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then they lost to Vandy 40-35. But now Alabama gets back on the winning track. Alabama 27, South Carolina 25, a final score on Saturday, October the 12th. I think on one of the posts I put Saturday, October the 13th. No, it was Saturday, October the 12th. Now it's Sunday, October 13th. ACC, Georgia Tech 41, North Carolina 34. I believe the Yellow Jackets are 5-2. The Georgia Bulldogs only have one blemish. They've got one loss. Bama's got a loss. And Texas smashes Oklahoma. I don't even know if I put the score up anywhere as of yet. We probably should, but Texas just killed Oklahoma. It was amazing to me at Oklahoma. Can you imagine Oklahoma fans, the really big fans of Oklahoma that have been fans for your fan base? Now they're in the SEC, and they getting smashed by really their rival. We're talking about their rival, Texas. Let me pull up that score and see where it ended. It was like at one point in time, that game was, 35-3 or something? It ended up, 34-3. Final score from the good old Cotton Bowl. I took Oklahoma in the pool. Man, that blew up my pool. But, here's the thing with that. Texas was a 15-point favorite. I'm thinking at Oklahoma. And you definitely have two football programs going in different directions. As again, I'm looking at Penn State in the Big Ten, ranked 4th in the country. They beat USC in overtime, 33-30. Those may be, USC and Penn State, maybe two teams teetering on a playoff spot. And they're already talking on the four-letter network like, hey, these teams are on the playoff bubble. They're pushing it. Man, they are pushing it, aren't they? These teams are on the playoff bubble. Texas 34, Oklahoma 3 on Saturday, October the 12th. Man, these teams are on the playoff bubble. What do you think about that? Can you believe it? Jaguars have run 18 plays in the game. Bears 6 plays. So the Jaguars they had the ball over 11 minutes in the first quarter. Now the Bears got the ball back. So the Jaguars playing a little ball control. I think they could have even done more, but the running game wasn't as successful at times as you'd want. Now the Bears are starting to run the football. They're going to try to get some first downs. And they do have a first down and 10 now on a running play. They're out to about the Bears 31-yard line. They got the old rookie quarterback. I've got the Bears rookie quarterback in one of my fantasy leagues, but I'm not playing him. He just threw a pass, kind of a button hook, a down and in, and he was about a yard or two off on that pass. But maybe part of it, there was some pass interference on the Jaguars. So we'll take a look at the play. I'm looking at a replay right now. That must have been the safety, Cisco. No, it was Savage, number 6. Okay, Savage, number 6, Darnell Savage, new free agent player for the Jaguars. He was holding the receiver coming across the middle. The problem with that, now you got the ball moved up to the 35-yard line. And now the official's making some gestures. But it gives the Bears an automatic first down. And they're saying that Savage held the receiver beyond 5 yards. Now, back in the old days, that was kind of bump and run coverage. They don't let you do that anymore. It's like our executive producer, JC, when you're playing rec basketball or if you're in the church league, you can't run fast breaks in the church league. Bears going to run it for a couple of yards on a kind of a left slant play. And the Jags defense is playing okay. They got a shutout going so far. I don't see that holding up, quite frankly, but Jaguars are leading 3-0. They missed a heck of an opportunity in the red zone a little bit earlier. And yes, we are on our good old live stream. Jaguars versus the Bears in London. This is at Tottenham. This is not Wembley. This is Tottenham Stadium. The quarterback is going to run for a first down for the Bears, get out of bounds, and you're probably going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of that where the quarterback tucks it and runs it, and he's the rookie guy, and his name is Williams, right? The rookie Bear quarterback Williams out of USC, Caleb Williams, isn't that his name? So I have to get used to this guy. I didn't follow him a lot at USC, and it seemed like he didn't want to be a Bear, and didn't mind since he was a number 1 draft pick and all that. Bears are moving the football, as the late Hank Stram used to say. They're matriculating the ball down the field. Caleb Williams wears number 18 for the Bears. Caleb Saquon Williams, first overall pick with the Chicago Bears. 12 minutes, 54 seconds to go. Chicago's offense look like they're moving some wide receivers around. They've got really like 4 receivers in the game, including the tight end. But a nice tackle. And it looked like Cisco came up. Let's give Cisco some credit. I've talked about him over the years getting knocked down on the goal line, but he was there. He's a tough guy. He likes to hit. He was in on that last tackle from his safety position. So the Jacksonville Jaguars 3, Chicago Bears 0. Second quarter with about 12 minutes and 15 seconds to go. We're still here with you on the live stream. When we end the live stream, it's still sitting in the YouTube tank, so to speak. We gave you some of the college football scores. A lot of good games. Vanderbilt has won a couple of conference games now. Alabama hung on and came from behind. Bears is going to throw a little screen pass or bubble screen out there to the running back number 23, and he gets some major yardage, 15, almost 20 yards. Bears are moving the ball. Jacksonville Jaguars 3, Chicago Bears 0. Now, these red zone opportunities that you missed, they come back and haunt you later. I think most people know that. Ventrell Miller's out there playing. Looked like he missed a tackle on that one, but overall he's played pretty good. The running back, number 23, looked like he had hit his knee down. May have been touched slightly by he got a first down. They're going to put the ball to Jaguars 31. So they never said his knee was down. Ventrell Miller missed a tackle on that last one, but Ventrell's been playing pretty well. Actually, Trayvon Walker, what was he doing? Oh, the Bears are going to score. My goodness. The tight end, number 85, catches a pass from Caleb Williams. I don't know what happened on that play with I've got to watch that again. Trayvon Walker got spun around by the blocker. Please show that again on the monitor. My goodness. Bears are leading 6-3. I could not believe that. Bears scoring drive, 7 plays, 81 yards. Trayvon Walker looked like he got faked, man. He was like He was like 3 or 4 yards from the quarterback. He like jumped in the air, like he was 3 or 4 yards from the quarterback, and I guess he was trying to deflect the. He thought the quarterback was going to pass it maybe to the right side. He jumped up in the air, and then the quarterback threw it right down the middle to the tight end for a touchdown. Boy, Trayvon was looking rough on that one. Here comes the extra point by the Bears. It's up. It's good. And Caleb Williams, man, he looked like he faked Trayvon Walker out of his shoes on that last play. I mean, Trayvon Walker was airborne. Yeah, Trayvon never got within 3 yards of the quarterback. I don't know. Tight end makes the catch. What is that? About a 30-yard touchdown pass? Somewhere around 30 yards. It was about 30 yards on the touchdown pass to the tight end, I believe, wearing number 85 for the Bears. So if you got number 85 for the Bears on your fantasy team, you're looking pretty good. He got 6 points. And the Bears are leading this one 6-3, and I believe the extra point was good also. So it's 7-3 now. My goodness. So here we are on the Teal Shirt Report podcast doing a live stream. I did manage to change all my fantasy football. And I'm in probably too many leagues. I'm in about 4 leagues, I think. And I run a couple of the leagues. Let me think of all the leagues I'm in. Wow. I'm in 5 leagues. 1 league I don't run. So 1 league is a new league that people wanted me to join, and I did. And so we're in about 5 leagues. So you got to change your lineups. You got to pick up free agents. It is a little time consuming at times. Football pool, I do 1 football pool for nickels and dimes. I did pick the Jaguars to win, but at the time of the pool, the Bears were favored by 2. I said, man, I'm going to pull for the home team. I'm picking the Jaguars this week. They usually play pretty well in London, but right now the Bears have the lead. I did pick the 49ers to cover the Seahawks, and they did on Thursday night, which was good. College, man, we had a tough day picking the colleges. Oregon ended up winning. I picked Ohio State, but Oregon ended up winning by 1 point, I believe. Let's see. We've got the college scores in the Big J Report sports section. So if you go to there, scroll down where it says college football, hit the sports section on bigjreport.com. Florida Gators lose to Tennessee. Tennessee 23. Florida Gators 17 final in overtime. And then if you scroll way down where it says talks about college football. And let me see. We got some of the latest scores are up in the very beginning part of college football on the Big J Report. Chicago Bears kicking off with a 7-3 lead here in the second quarter. And Jaguars returning the ball. Looks like a pretty decent return. Is that Bigsby? Bigsby all the way out. Brother Tank Bigsby. Second-year player out of Auburn. Our executive producer said he was a home run when the Jaguars picked old Bigsby, Tank Bigsby, in the 3rd round last year, although his rookie year was not really that good, but now he's blossoming in year 2. College football on the Big J Report, checking the Big J Report college football scoreboard. That was about a 31-yard touchdown pass. What happened to Trayvon? He jumped in the air. He got faked out on that one. It's like Caleb Williams. He's a rookie quarterback. He looks one way, and then he throws it right up the middle. Trayvon was thinking he's going to throw it to the right, and then he just changed his mind and went across the middle. Looked like a veteran quarterback on that last play. Now it looks like the Jags may have fumbled the ball. Did they fumble it? ETN. Bears got a fumble recovery. Well, look at Trevor looks so disappointed and dejected, more dejected than disappointed now. Bear fans are going mad. Man, they're going mad in London. My goodness. Chicago Bears 7, Jacksonville Jaguars 3. Let me look at this. Oh, that was a fingertip. That was a Bears player. It just tipped it away, knocked it out. The ball came loose. The same guy that deflected the ball came up with a fumble for the Chicago Bears, and they got the ball back, got a turnover, got an apple turnover, courtesy of running back Travis Etienne could not hold it. The guy just kind of came up and fingertipped it, knocked it out of his hands, and the same guy that knocked the ball out of his hands recovered the fumble, and the Bears are off to something. Something's not good today. Chicago Bears 7, Jacksonville Jaguars 3 in the second quarter. Okay, college football scoreboard is a little break in the action with the Jaguars. Chicago Bears 7, Jacksonville Jaguars 3, second quarter. College football, SEC football, Florida Gators lose to Tennessee. Tennessee 23, Florida Gators 17, a final in overtime. Ole Miss lost in overtime. And both Florida and Ole Miss had leads in this game, but LSU came from behind. LSU 29, Ole Miss 26, a final in overtime. So Lane Kiffin loses. Billy Napier loses. Even another guy, Jed Fish, who had been, I even talked about him as a possible coach down the road for Florida. Washington got beat pretty badly by Iowa. They did. Did we get this score on the scoreboard, the Iowa score? Yeah, it was Iowa 40, Washington Huskies 16. Jed Fish, tough loss. He lost to Rutgers 2 or 3 weeks back too, but did manage to get a win in between there. Alabama hung on. Coach DeBoer, a sigh of relief against South Carolina. Alabama 27, South Carolina 25, the final. Georgia Bulldogs beat the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Years ago, if you didn't know this, they used to call, and this was before my day. Max, you probably remember. Well, Max probably remembers, or I've heard and I've read in some old college football books that Mississippi State used to be called the Maroons, like the color maroon. And that's kind of the color of their jersey. Etienne fumbled, and it was actually a pass. It was not a running play. I believe it was a little toss pass out to him. Let me look at the highlight. It was not a run by Etienne. I had missed that part, but in the highlight, I see the ball was passed. The ball came loose, and now are they reviewing this play? I don't know. It looked like the guy looked like Etienne caught it briefly. As soon as he caught it, the guy not pounded the ball out, or it just kind of fingertipped it away from Etienne. Etienne's got to be more secure. He's got to hold the ball like Larry Zonka did back in the day. We're going to hit all these college scores. Again, Georgia 41, Mississippi State 31, a final. Alabama 27, South Carolina 25, a final on Saturday, October the 12th. Clemson seems like they're getting well and playing much better ball now. Clemson 49, Wake Forest 14, a final on Saturday, October the 12th. BYU, I believe, is undefeated. BYU 41, Arizona 19, and that's a Big 12 game. Those are two new teams in the Big 12. BYU's in the Big 12, and so is Arizona now. There's the Pac-2, and they're trying to add new teams and become a mid-major, I think. Little pass play out to DeAndre Johnson. He gets a yard or two around the right side. So what happened is they overruled the fumble. They're saying it was not a catch. So the Jags get the ball back. But now it's 3rd down and 8. Etienne's on the sidelines now after having that ball punched out. But they're saying it wasn't a catch. He didn't hold it long enough. I don't know about that one, but the Bear fans aren't going to like that. Chicago Bears with a 7-3 lead. That could have been an extremely huge momentum changer here in the second quarter, but the Bears already lead 7-3 on our live stream. Trevor is going to run with the football. He's looking for the sticks, but he's going to be about 4 yards short on the 3rd down play. Trevor Lawrence took off, probably got, 3-4 yards, but he's short. He's still like 4 yards shy of the first down. He takes off past the 40, the 45, runs out of bounds at the 47. Thank goodness he's healthy. He didn't get hurt. Trevor looks like he's running good, but he ran out of room on that play. Jaguars will have to punt with about 9:42 to play in the first half. Still on our live stream. Logan Cook, probably one of the top 5 to 10 punters in the National Football League, maybe better than that. He's going to punt the ball, going to try to coffin corner it. Ball is going to bounce and go out of bounds around maybe the 6-yard line, 5 or 6 yard line. Let's see where the officials line it up. They're going to line it up around the 5 or 6 yard line. The Bears get the ball back. Jags got to play defense. A lot of big games today. Key games, week 6, Washington playing Baltimore. That's kind of a rivalry. They're right there in this same region. Baltimore playing Washington. The Washington Redskins and the Baltimore Ravens, or I should say the Washington football team and the Baltimore Ravens. Or now the Washington Commanders. High school football, when I think about my Ed White Commanders, they beat Atlantic Coast, I think, over a week ago. I don't know when Ed White plays again, but we'll have some updates on the high school football on the website at bigjreport.com. We're also brought to you by Saucer Realty and Capital for your real estate needs in North Florida. We're brought to you by the madmaxmix.weebly.com and Lake Eufaula Hits. JC does a great show live from the pub at lakeeufaulahits.com. Number 18 for the Bears just ran around the right side, tried to jump in the air. Ventrell Miller was chasing him. He slid out of bounds around the 9-yard line. Bears got 2nd down and 6. They run a running back to the left on a little slant for a yard or two. So the Bears are going to have about a 3rd down and 4 coming up, I believe. With about 8:49 to play in the second quarter, Chicago Bears with a 7-3 lead, so relatively a low-scoring game in this one. MadMaxMix.weebly.com. Mad Max, our Georgia Bulldog football insider. Georgia just 1 loss. Hey, they're right in it with everybody else. I mean, Texas, with their win over Oklahoma, looks like they're going to now remain at number 1, not only in the SEC, but in the nation. With that 34-3 win over Oklahoma at Oklahoma. Chicago Bears, 3rd down and 6 play. The quarterback throws it up in the air. Bad pass, but the guy catches it and goes out of bounds and gets a 1st down. I don't know where he was throwing that one, but a nice catch by the running back. So the pass was actually better than I thought because, you know, the quarterback is it kind of came out of his hand awkwardly as the Jaguars were trying to get the pass rush on him. But now all of a sudden, that's a crazy 1st down. And the Bears have a 1st down at their own 18-yard line. Their quarterback, Caleb Williams, wears number 18. We'll give you some more college football scores. Georgia Tech having a good year. Georgia Tech beat North Carolina 41-34. The Bumblebees, the Yellow Jackets, are 5-2. In the ACC, they own a victory over Florida State earlier in the season. Georgia Tech beat Duke last week, and they beat North Carolina this week. Georgia Tech 41, North Carolina 34. I told a guy that had a North Carolina tag. Now, this was not the guy that's being chased on the manhunt, but there was another guy that had a North Carolina tag. I told him I was a Florida Gator fan. He had one of those blue North Carolina hats. And there's a pass play complete to number 15 for the Bears. He gets all the way up to midfield. All the way up to midfield. I don't see any flags down, so it looks like the Bears are moving the ball again. But a North Carolina fan, I told him I was a Gator fan. He said, I can forgive you for that. North Carolina lost. Florida lost in college football. Georgia Tech is quietly having a pretty good year at 5-2, but so is Vandy. I think Vandy's like 4-2. Vanderbilt owns wins over Alabama and now Kentucky. Mad Max told me he didn't think Florida could beat Kentucky. Kentucky's got a good defense, but Max Vanderbilt beat them 20-13. What's going on with Vanderbilt? Bears complete another pass to number 2 out there. Dunze, I believe. Was that a Dunze? Does he wear number 2? No, a Dunze wears 15. Okay, but he caught a ball a few moments ago too. Bears have a pretty good young roster. Now they've got a rookie number 1 overall draft pick. Jaguars smashed the last play. Number 91 looked like he made the tackle for the Jaguars right there at the line of scrimmage on that last play. But now it's 3rd down and 1. 3rd down for what? See if the Jaguars can make something happen. Trayvon Walker in the game. Antonio Johnson, he's out there. Otto Miwo. I don't know much about Otto Miwo, but he's out there. Trayvon Walker lines up as a left end. I'm going to watch Trayvon on this play. It's 3rd down and 1. Quarterback Caleb Williams. The play clock is running down. You see the Bears get it off. He's going to fake it to the running back. Now he's going to throw a pass on 3rd down and 1. Long pass. It's going to be picked off. It's going to be intercepted. That is Andre Cisco coming back the other way around the 30-yard line. Hold on to the ball. He kind of backtracks to the 27. Caleb Williams throws an interception, and the Jags get it back. I don't see any penalty markers down. Josh Hines Allen and the whole Jaguars defense congratulating brother Andre Cisco. He just stepped right in front of the wide receiver and made the catch. The interception. Baby, it's an apple turnover. Chicago Bears 7. Jacksonville Jaguars 3 in the second quarter. We'll be back with more of the live stream coming up here in just a little bit. Hey, our executive producer is JC. He makes all this happen. The old copy boy. He makes all this happen. He does. And things have been shut down a little bit around the area, and JC's one of my favorite guys. He's our executive producer. Also, Mad Max. Mad Max Mix.weebly.com. Mad Max does a show on Wednesday night. Never miss it. I never miss Max's show if I can't help it. He's got a great show. He does. I'm in a good mood. When you get an apple turnover, Cisco stepped right in front of the receiver and made that catch. And that was the ultimate apple turnover. So we're giving you some of these college football scores. Let's take a look here. Oh, and these scores are actually, I've got some more scores to give you. Tennessee 23, Florida 17, final in overtime. Georgia 41, Mississippi State 31. Bama. They had to come from behind in this one. Alabama 27, South Carolina 25, Georgia Tech 41, North Carolina 34. Vandy, the Vanderbilt Commodores. Did the Commodores win, Max? They did. Vanderbilt 20, Kentucky 13. And Lane Kiffin gets his second L after losing to Lane Kiffin lost to Kentucky. But Vanderbilt beat Kentucky, right? Just never know what'll happen in this topsy-turvy world of college football. Vanderbilt 20, Kentucky 13, a final. If you're a Florida Gator fan like me, you cannot read a Sunday paper. That's what James Carville, the old political strategist, would say. He was an LSU fan, or still is an LSU fan. Went to LSU, and he's a big LSU fan. But he said if they lost on Saturday, he could not read the Sunday paper. Now, Brother Carvel's probably reading the Sunday paper today. LSU 29, Ole Miss 26, a final in overtime on Saturday, October the 12th. Texas blows out Oklahoma. The starting quarterback was back. For Texas, they got a great quarterback room. You know, when you got Arch Manning as your backup, you know you get a good quarterback room. Texas 34, and Texas is ranked number 1 in the nation. These are two programs going in opposite directions, Texas and Oklahoma. The game was played in Oklahoma, at Oklahoma. The Oklahoma fans should be just enraged. I mean, Texas 34, Oklahoma 3. It was at Oklahoma. My goodness. Well, I tell you. Penn State 35, USC 30. Penn State didn't cover. They were a 4.5-point favorite in the pool. Penn State wins. Penn State 33, USC 30. And USC, you got to keep in mind, they are now in the Big Ten. This was a Big Ten conference game, so it's huge. It's huge. It's a huge game. Ohio State, number 2, gets beat by number 3, Oregon. And, heck, they're in the same conference now. They're in the same conference. And I got to find that score. I think it was 33-32. Jaguars get a big apple turnover. Let's see. It was Oregon Ducks 32, Ohio State Buckeyes 31 on Saturday, October the 12th. So we are checking the Big J Report College Football Scoreboard. I'm going to have to put together we haven't done it yet, but we're going to do it today. Sometime today, we're going to sit down and jot them down. The BigJReport.com SEC Power Rankings. Texas is going to be at the top. Who's number 2? Well, it's a good question. I'm kind of leaning to Georgia now. Bama did win. Bama did beat Georgia. So you got a little head-to-head action going there. But you know, Georgia got beat by Bama. Then Bama gets beat by Vanderbilt. Rock, scissors, stones. I'm kind of leaning toward Georgia, but, you know, the top 3. And what about Tennessee? Tennessee got beat by Arkansas last week, and they beat Florida this week. Rock, scissors, stones, right? Rock, scissors, paper, I think is the old game. Chicago Bears 7, Jacksonville Jaguars 3. Now the Jags can't move the ball, and they got to punt again. Ball's getting good punt by Cook going down around the 15, 14-yard line. Bears will be backed up. We got an old-fashioned defensive struggle and some Apple turnovers also being served up. Got some guys in the stands wearing shotgun mustaches, it looks like. And we're on the live stream. Man, we've been doing it for 50 minutes here. So we appreciate you popping in. We had a couple of people pop in. Leave your comments, please. We will be back with another live stream. There's some good football games coming up. Keep in mind, this is the very early one. The very, very early one. So we'll be back with another live stream coming up on the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Check us out on the live stream. We got the college football scoreboard for you. We gave you a lot of scores. We'll continue to update things on the website at bigjreport.com. We've been eloquently produced by executive producer JC and also by Alex Nunnery, a producer, our contributor and correspondent John Gaylor. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening, viewing with the big coffee mug in the back. And Jaguars are trailing right now. And we got a viewer just came in. Please leave your comments. Please subscribe to the channel. Got a viewer popping in now. And we're checking the college football scoreboard. Sadly, Tennessee 23, Florida 17, a final in overtime. Jaguars trailing to the Bears. That's right. The Bears got a 7-3 lead. Got a good Apple turnover by Cisco. He jumped right in front of the wide receiver and caught the ball. I always like it when people tune in. I was just getting ready to shut down the live stream and somebody popped in. Please leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and yada, yada, yada. Let me check the scoreboard one more time with the Bears Jaguars game. It's Bears 7, Jaguars 3. Might have got a comment there. I don't know. But now, what's kind of cool about the live stream? When we in the live stream, it's still sitting there for you to watch on YouTube. People that come back and watch it, a few minutes later, a few hours later, maybe they might even watch it next week for the heck of it. You're going to get your college football scores. Georgia 41, Mississippi State 31, the final, Alabama 27, South Carolina 25, Tennessee 23, Florida 17, a final in overtime. And we're watching the monitor. And we're keeping you up to date with the Jaguars and the good old Chicago Bears. Old school NFL team. Jaguars been playing since 1995 when they got the team here in Jacksonville. Chicago Bears 7, Jacksonville Jaguars 3. Second quarter, 3 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the second quarter. Bears deep in their own territory thanks to a really good punt by Jaguars punter Logan Cook. This is going to conclude the live stream, but I do want to mention our sponsors, Saucer Realty and Capital. For your real estate needs in North Florida. For your real estate needs in North Florida, it is Saucer. It's absolutely Saucer Realty and Capital. Mad Max Mix, Wednesday night, music request show. Bears running the ball on a sweep to the left, get a lot of yardage, plentiful gain, 6-7 yards out there on the left side. MadMaxMix.weebly.com. Mad Max has a great show each Wednesday night, 6 to 8 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Mad Max Mix, the Mad Max Mix, and Mad Max not only plays your request, man, he'll play classic rock favorites, music pop classics. Bears got the ball. We've been almost an hour into this live stream. Chicago Bears 7, Jacksonville Jaguars 3. 2 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the first half. Trayvon Walker he absolutely cannot get past the blocker. And now here's Caleb Williams going to run for about 20 yards or more up around midfield as he slides. Trayvon Walker got hung up with a blocker. He could not get around the guy. What's up with that? Let me watch the highlight. Now, Trayvon got 2 sacks last week, got credited for 3 altogether. Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker were both way behind the quarterback. He's running for 15, 20 yards. I got to end the live stream now. We're brought to you by the MadMaxMix.weebly.com. Lakeview Fall Hits and JC live in the pub on Thursday nights and Saucer Realty and Capital. We'll end the live stream. We'll be back here in a little bit with more on the Teal Shirt Report podcast. You can always follow us at bigjreport.com as well. You guys have a great day. We'll be back probably just in a few minutes from now. Stay with us.